Leaky sexual energy is not good.
What would you think if Oreo wore a skirt?
Hashtag dog mom.
My mom doesn't want to feel comfortable saying it because it's like on YouTube for everyone to see. F you! F your dreams! Hey everybody! So I am here with my beautiful, beautiful mom. And she is so happy to be joining. Do you want to say anything?
I'm happy to be here. I don't know, I'm just sitting outside enjoying being with my daughter Abigail and having some iced coffee.
Aww. It is a very nice day outside, so we hope we're on the right side of the sun. If you can't see our faces, I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're doing a very nice Q&A, and as you know, I have a telenom linked to my Instagram account where people can anonymously ask questions from me. So I chose certain questions that I thought my mom would be able to contribute to. Can I have a sip of that coffee?
Sure.
You make a good coffee, Mom.
Thanks.
She's a very talented mother. Okay, we will start with the first question. Oh, by the way, I just want to ask you, you don't know any of the questions, so how do you feel?
Very relaxed, because if you thought that they were good for me, then I trust you.
Okay, good.
So that's fine. I'll just do my best.
The first question that I have, what makes you angry every time you think of it?
You know what? I really try not to be an angry person. So, and also I'm so relaxed in the sun that I can't think of something right now. I mean, I will say I'm sitting next to you, so when my kids, like you or Rena, leave things lying around, that gets me annoyed. But angry, I don't think, I guess injustice makes me angry.
Yeah, I agree. It makes me angry to think about, especially like people in this time suffering injustice.
You know, COVID makes me angry too.
Oh yeah, COVID sucks.
COVID makes me angry.
When and where was your first date? Now I'm just gonna say for me, I haven't been on a date yet, so I can't answer, but my mom has a lot of experience.
First date. That is hard because I feel like I hung out a lot. I don't know if I had a lot of dates. I think my first date was in senior year of high school.
Oh, so my age.
Yes. With someone, I lived in New York, and it was someone from New Jersey. And he was a very good cook.
Was he a nice Jewish guy?
He was an Israeli Jewish guy, and his father owned a restaurant. And so on his first date, he cooked for me.
Oh, yes. That is amazing. Was it a good date?
It was a great date, yes.
That's awesome. I can't wait to have my first date. Book recommendations? ?
Okay, well, I love to read. So, I don't know, do people your age read young adult books or adult books?
Both.
Like,
oh.
Okay, so let me think if I could. I've recently gotten into science fiction, and I like this guy named John Scalzi because he's a little wacky and his books are funny. And then there's also Kristen Hanna. So people probably know her because she just came out with this mini series called Firefly Lane, but she has
is that the one on Netflix?
Yes, but she has really good books. The Nightingale, The Great Alone. I love her. And then when I was younger, I started reading Isabel Allende, and her famous book is House of the Spirits. A shout out to my roommate in college, Stephanie. Woo woo! She's the one who recommended that book to me, and she's still writing Isabel Allende, so I recommend that. And I like a lot of historical fiction also.
For me, there's this book that I'm reading. So I think I was too young to read it because I never finished it. I read it, or I tried to read it a few years ago, but then I came back to it and it was so good. It's called The Rosie Project.
Oh yes.
Oh, it's hilarious. I like horror. For younger kids, I would say Mary Downing Hall is a great introduction to horror books. For older kids, Stephen King is a great...
I would say you have to read Skeleton Crew, which is short stories by Stephen King. It'll get you hooked, and then you could read all his books. He's great.
I just like trending young adult books. I'm on the lookout. I'm trying to think if I can think of specific books. But just look at the trending list. There are always good books on the trending list.
And use Goodreads.
Goodreads.com is a savior.
You should hook up with your friends on Goodreads because they'll probably have great recommendations, and then you'll never be confused about what to read. You'll always have a long list.
So somebody asked, so basically this can be broken up into different questions, but somebody asked a big question with many questions about Judaism.
Ooh, okay.
The first one is, what's the most beautiful thing about Judaism and what is its biggest flaw?
Well, I bet we'll have the same answer. Should we say ours at the same time?
The most beautiful thing at the same time?
One, two, three.
Community.
Shabbos.
Oh! Okay, let's both explain. You first, because you're the guest.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. I raised a polite young lady. Okay, so Shabbat or Shabbos is the day of rest. I love it because we're so busy during the week working, doing things, and this is one day you're really not allowed to work, and we eat great food.
Yes, we do.
And we really don't feel like we have to do anything, and so we enjoy time with family and friends.
And we have to tune off of our electronics.
So that is hard. So okay, what were you going to say?
Community. So as a Jew, no matter how observant you are, you're always going to be part of a community of Jews who are always looking out for you. And it's so funny because, again, no matter how observant you are, if you see some random person and you both find out that you're Jewish, you're automatically friends.
It's true.
And you always have the state of Israel to protect you. And I know this is a very controversial kind of thing with everything going on, but for us it's a big, important thing for us because if we need to flee our country, we can always have refuge there. We're automatic citizens of Israel.
Right. Before Israel, I guess Jews were chased out of a lot of countries and had nowhere to go. So,
Yeah. Israel's a blessing.
Yes.
And then its biggest flaw. Okay, I'm trying to think.
Everyone knows your biz. So what were you going to say?
I was going to say they need to be more inclusive sometimes, especially in the Orthodox Judaisms. I think they need to be more equal for men and women, or they need to at least have women be more incorporated into prayers. And they also should talk more about like black Jews too. Oh, and queer Jews.
But I think it's more that Jewish people are in a bubble, so there are too many similar views, and it's always hard if you have too many views that are similar. It's really good to understand everyone else's views so that you can. Right. You can't
I want to quickly
elaborate.
I want to elaborate on that. There are so many kinds of Jews, so I wouldn't say all Jews think the same. I would say that Jews who think the same are likely to live in the same community.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's true.
There are so many different kinds of Jews, so it's really good to broaden yourself out to the world and different Jews. And I think there are some definitely taboo things that need to be more talked about, at least in the Orthodox world. Here's another.
Well said.
Thank you.
Boom.
Why do you think Jews have had it so hard in the past centuries, and is God related to this?
From our perspective, because we're Jewish, it's a little scary sometimes that we definitely want to stick up for everyone, and we don't want to, when we're talking about another minority, we don't say, what about Jews? Because we're focusing on a different minority. But a lot of times, Jews are not included.
Everything under the sun except for Jews.
Yeah, even though there's a lot of anti-Semitic acts and people say all sorts of things and it can get scary.
It's especially hard when you're part of two minority groups and one of them is Jewish.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
Do you have an answer for that?
I think you said a beautiful thing before. You said that you thought God was testing us.
I said, I don't know if I believe that or not. I just can't think of any other answer. I feel like it's so odd. Usually, most people use common sense and things make sense that you see, but when you see something over and over that just doesn't make sense. The space lasers thing.
Remember somebody said that Jews have space lasers?
Oh yeah, like that makes no sense.
There are perfectly sane people until they talk about Jews, so it's as if God has some interference, because what's the other explanation? It's weird.
It is odd.
Is Orthodoxy segregated by gender? Yes. Explain. You're better at explaining it than I am.
There's a lot of laws, Jewish laws, many. I guess many of them surround whether you're a woman or a man. I mean, I think there are a lot of laws in the world that have to do with whether you're a woman or a man. At least there's less now, but there used to be. A long time ago, there used to be.
Oh, definitely.
And for Jews, it used to be most of the reasons had to do with the fact that women used to be in the home. It's not exactly the same anymore. And also women used to give birth. And so it was to free them from time-bound rules. So if there's a rule where they had to do something at a specific time every day, well, a woman might be watching kids, or, you know, maybe she just had a baby, and so if she's obligated, that would be bad for her. So that was the reason. But now it's I think, you know, just I think in any religion, when you it has growing pains, because you have right, you have a society changes, and then you look at, you know, one day slavery is acceptable, not that it ever should have been, but then one day it's unacceptable, and so people need to change. And so in Judaism, I think there is an understanding that women are equal, but I think it just takes a while for things to change.
Like right now in our congregation, in our Jewish community, in our synagogue that we go to, women can't be rabbis, and women can't read the Torah in services, and a lot of people think that it's something that needs to change
because it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But you just change rules like that, then they're meaningless.
So you have to really think about it,
So you have to
right?
think about it. It has to happen slowly and in the right way. But then I guess you and I are sometimes like, come on already. We get very impatient, but it's hard. And you have to also be respectful of other people's views.
Yeah.
And you can't just change something overnight. It takes time.
By the way, like, Orthodoxy is only one sect of Judaism, so not all Jews have the same beliefs. There's conservative, reformed, reconstructionist, and they're even more progressive than Orthodoxy. So
What else you got?
what's the most, don't look at me, don't look at it.
Sorry.
What's the most expensive thing you have broken?
That's a great question. I probably blocked it out. I want to hear your answer. Do I know that you broke it?
I'm trying. Okay. Me, I think I have two things. I think you knew about both of them. So one was we were trying to get ready for Shabbat dinner, and you told me to get this like platter that we had, and you're like, oh, it's new, like it was a wedding gift. I'm like, we've never used it, and it looked really nice, but like it slipped out of my hands and it broke. The other one, we went to somebody's house for Shabbat lunch, and I broke their doll.
Oh no, did they know?
Do you remember that?
I kind of remember.
It was an accident.
I know.
I feel really
It
bad.
happens. I break wine glasses all the time. But I can't remember if I broke anything super, super expensive. What do you consider expensive?
I don't know. It just says, what's the most expensive thing you have broken?
I break wine glasses, but I can't think of, you know, anything else.
You just break wine glasses.
That's it. That's right.
What's your opinion on people who show a lot of skin on the internet? So what's your opinion?
Okay, so I was listening to a podcast the other day about boundaries, and this person talked about leaking sexual energy. Now, obviously, leaky sexual energy is not good. If something's leaky, it's not good. So I think the idea was that if someone is letting out, similar to like passing gas, if you're letting out, like leaking out sexuality in a place where it's not really appropriate, it feels very in your face.
Like,
so if you're going to a club and it's a club outfit, that's fine. But I do find that sometimes people come across as very, not promiscuous, that's not what I meant. Okay, I'll think of it later. But anyway, I think sometimes, you know, it just feels inappropriate because it feels forced into a forum, a place where it normally isn't. So it's one thing, but you know what she mentioned about leaky sexual energy? She said that be careful you are not putting your own thoughts onto someone, projecting your own thoughts onto someone else. So it could be that the person doesn't have leaky sexual energy, but you have an issue. So like,
you shouldn't be leaky anti-sexuality.
Yes. Let's say there's a woman walking down the street and she looks...
She's just trying to take a run.
She looks great. I mean, she's not trying to be sexual
like me
towards
when I got
that person.
catcalled.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So a guy might say, or a person might say, that person, you know, is trying to get my attention. And it has nothing to do with you. We should try not to be judgy, but sometimes you feel uncomfortable and there's a reason. Sometimes I'm watching something on the internet, like every once in a while, I'll see something where, you know, there's two girls and they're young, and they're posing, and they look like they're showing a lot. And it's just like, I think they're just trying to figure out their sexuality, and I guess that's common for that age. But I feel very cringy about it.
I know what you mean.
I feel uncomfortable. So I think if someone's looking and they feel uncomfortable looking at you on the internet and you're wearing something skimpy, maybe it's not appropriate in that instant.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, I think the internet, there is a point of freedom, like, but, so I think we should stop judging as much, but I also think you should be careful when you post stuff, especially if you're posing in, like, really,
Right.
Suggestive ways.
Yes.
But I also think sometimes it's good if you don't show an excessive amount of skin that's, like, in a trashy way, but if you're showing it because you're proud of your body image, I think there's a point where we shouldn't say that we should suppress it completely, because it's good to be proud of the way you look.
Yes, 100%. If people think something's inappropriate, that could be a negative consequence.
Yeah. You might not get a job.
Right, that's a great example.
What I don't like is people going through your, like, social media trying to look for things that are wrong with you. That's something that should stop. But it happens now, unfortunately, so you do have to be extra careful. So yeah, thank you, Mom, for this beautiful conversation.
Yeah, this was great.
What do you think about guys wearing makeup?
Well, okay, so I showed you that the show My So-Called Life.
Yeah.
And the boy in that show wore makeup.
Really?
He was the one who's from Rent.
Is he the gay guy?
Yes, and I thought that was cool. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's subjective.
I think that we shouldn't judge, and although makeup is usually a feminine thing, just because it's feminine doesn't mean that guys can't and shouldn't wear it. Like, there are amazing makeup artists like James Charles and Jeffree Star who are in right now. Like, they happen to be guys, but that doesn't mean that they can't use makeup and stuff like that. It's really, really, like, amazing, and it's a beautiful talent. So I think that although makeup is usually worn by girls, it doesn't have to be like a gender thing. It's a way of expression. Drag queens also.
What kind of makeup is it a specific kind of makeup that you're thinking that, is there a makeup that's over the top for men or for boys?
There's just makeup that's over the top for everyone.
Okay.
I mean, I think definitely right now it's more rare to see a guy just going around wearing eyeshadow or even like eyelashes and stuff. But I wouldn't like to call it over the top, because it's just a way that people like to express themselves. And yeah, like, I wouldn't say it's a negative thing.
I think it depends on your personality. Like Queen, what's his name? The person from the band Queen. Of course I forgot his name.
You always
Forgetting
forget.
everyone's name. But, he always wore makeup, and he had that kind of style. So I think
You just have to be outgoing, I guess.
if you're just experimenting and it's your style, I think it could be really cool. I'm very into that kind of stuff, actually.
The same person asked, what's your opinion on men wearing skirts?
I don't know. That's a little different. I think I get nervous about men wearing skirts.
Really?
It makes me a little nervous. I don't know why. Just because things are floating around. What do you think?
That's so weird. I think that it's just what they wear. Like, it's
maybe
what they
some
wanna
people
wear.
could get away with it. It's fine. I don't have
Yeah,
an
like,
issue,
it's
but
not
it
an
might make me
issue.
nervous depending on what's happening.
If a guy went into our synagogue wearing a skirt.
Oh, look who's here.
Oh!
Come here, sweetie.
There goes my doggy.
Here he is.
Hi.
He just came back from a walk.
Hello. Did
And
you
he's
have
all
a good
wet.
walk?
He's all wet. He's getting my...
What would you think if
all
Oreo
wet.
wore a skirt?
It would look very cute.
We love you, Oreo. Oreo has a unicorn named Pete. Remember Pete the
unicorn.
the frankly fabulous unicorn?
Yeah.
My
I'm just
mom
taking
and
this.
Oreo have this loving mother-son relationship here.
Hashtag dog mom.
My mom loves being a dog mom. She was destined to be a dog mom. We all love. Oh, we love you. But don't lick me because I'm wearing lipstick. But we love you.
Is it okay for dogs to wear lipstick? Probably not.
I don't
It's
think.
not good for them because they'll lick it off. Sorry.
We need to give you a bath.
Yes.
We love you. Oh, you smell like
I'm telling you, we got to give him a
pollen.
bath. Yes, he does. He made me sneeze. Right? Doesn't he smell like pollen?
Opinions on alcohol at parties.
Well, I'm a mom. I can't say yes.
Oh.
I don't think. Ooh, no alcohol.
No. What if it's like a college party? I don't mean like
Okay, let's say you're of age.
of age, yeah. My mom doesn't want to feel comfortable saying it because it's like on YouTube for everyone to see. But she says, as long as you're careful.
Well, what do I say? You have to be able to trust.
Sorry. Trust your friends. Trust
If
your
you
friends.
can't trust the people around you, then you shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah, and I don't think you need alcohol to have fun.
That's right.
And drugs is a no-no. We don't like drugs. No drugs. Okay. Oh, here's the last question. What is a song that takes you back to your childhood?
Childhood, like teenage childhood?
It doesn't specify. It could
Okay.
be changed. Just like a song that really brings you back. Like,
I don't know. I love all songs. I don't know.
Don't be the boring person.
Well, I like Roxette. It reminds me of high school.
Okay, sing it. How's it go?
Well, I think one of their most famous songs is "She's Got the Look." I'm not singing.
Mom,
Okay.
I was so looking forward to you singing. Oh,
And then,
who wants to go?
okay. Let's see. I like you too. You know, I like all you
What
too.
song?
Oh, and I like Carole King. That
Oh!
reminds me of college.
Mom, you want to sing with me? I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky, I'm running down. I feel my heartbeat. Where's it go, girl? You're the one.
Close enough.
Me, there's a song so on the radio they keep repeating songs, and I used to be in this carpool when I was in 7th grade, and there was a song that kept playing called Stressed Out, and it just reminds me of 7th grade because it played like every morning. It used to go, if we could turn back time to the good old days when my mama said, now you're slumping, now you're stressed out. If we could, and it went like this. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'll fly it far away. Used to dream about outer space. Now you're laughing at her face, saying, "Wake up, you need to make money." Yeah, and it's very relatable because as a kid, you're inspired by your parents to follow your dreams, whatever crazy dreams that may be. But then suddenly one year they're just like, F you, F your dreams. Go get a real job. Goodbye. Yeah. So I think it shows that we still need to have creative people because those creative people become amazing YouTubers and actors and actresses and activists and makeup artists and dancers and singers, and we need that in our
society.
Of people saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah, I got a bit passionate about that. But anyway, yeah, that is a song that totally reminds me of my childhood. Mom, honestly, this was so fun. What do you think?
It was good. I had fun. Everyone got to hear a mom POV point of view.
You're so funny.
That's good, right?
Yes, and I think if you want more videos with my mom, comment below. Mom, you might get recommended just like in your podcast.
All right.
She was in a podcast because she is that amazing. She is an amazing mom.
Aw.
I love her so much.
I love you too. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
I love you,
Love
Mom.
you
She's
too.
so talented. Honestly, she makes good food, coffee.
And good iced coffee.
She's a great dog mom, a great mom to me and my sister, a great wife. She's a great cook. Did I already say that? She's a great organizer. She's a great question answerer. So yeah, we love you, Mom.
All right. Thanks. I love you too. Mwah.
Bye, guys.